Hi, you know the EEVblog likes to keep you updated on the most revolutionary environmental ideas. Solar freaking roadways, solar pathways, super efficient solar panels using mirrors that reflect the light, and all sorts of things. Well, I got a new Bobby Dazzler for you today. It's road-based energy from a company called Rouute with 2 U's. Let's take a look at it. Oh, we have, it's not solar freaking speed bumps, it's energy harvesting speed bumps. Yay! Install it on the road and it generates power, turn traffic into energy. Introducing the EEVblog. We are powering change by helping businesses, cities and countries reach net zero using the world's first integrated road-based energy recovering system, the EEVblog. As a vehicle passes over the road-based system, the EEVblog converts the hydraulic compression into sustainable, on-demand or distributable energy. Oh, brilliant! And check out the benefits. It's cost effective, it's highly efficient, it's got a small footprint, it's sustainable. What more do you want? It must be serious. It's in electrical times here. World's first road-based energy recovery system sent to launch to market to help drive net zero agenda. That's the correct word. Sent to launch in the UK. There's an introductory event in January. It's February now. It's probably already happened. It's developed by the social impact brand Rouute. Over the last 5 years, they've been working on this. It's got to be fantastic. And it can generate 450 to 850 watt hours per high gross vehicle, or 150 watt hours to 300 watt hours per car. Presumably, that's just like a 3-ton car just driving over it once. Wow, imagine if you put them all in series. Imagine how much energy you could recover. Oh, this is unbelievable. We've got a video. Let's look at it.
Change is here. It's time
Discount
to act.
Morgan Freeman.
And Rouute is accelerating the revolution.
Yeah.
We understand that creating a sustainable future requires a generation-defining solution.
Generation-defining.
That's why we're introducing the EEVblog system.
Look.
The first of its
Speed
kind.
bumps.
It
Look, uses
power
compression.
At the point of use.
At the point of use. Right there.
That doesn't rely
Minimizes
on
loss.
to operate.
Doesn't rely on nature to
current
operate.
Sustainable solutions rely on solar and wind energy, which are weather dependent. But with the Rouute mechanism, we can harness
install them on the highways, and they
generated
mesh
from the
together
movement
somehow.
of vehicles in a more effective way. As a vehicle passes over the EEVblog, our system converts hydraulic compressions
Wow,
into
look at that.
clean,
Just go.
on-demand or
Trucks,
distributable
cars,
energy.
just on a nice
And
flat
the
surface.
EEVblog requires a relatively low traffic
What can
flow
go
to
wrong?
generate significant amounts of energy, which
Significant.
can be used instantly or stored for later use.
Okay, the instant thing is a bit much because, well, it's going to be pulse. You have to store it presumably in like a battery storage solution before you can effectively utilize it. But neither here nor there. That's solvable.
In our product to market, providing carbon-free electricity and
Carbon-free.
reducing the world's reliance on fossil fuels. And we're proud to be aligned with the values and aims of the UN Goal 7 and UAE Principle 7.
It's the most important thing is to be in line with the UN Goal 7. I don't know what it is, but it sounds important because it's the UN.
Recognizing and aiming to decarbonise. But we need your help to make a difference.
They need our help.
Accelerating
We have to
our
buy one of
growth
these.
would allow us to reach those that need us
We need to
most
accelerate this
immediately.
company's growth.
Once
Oh, I
established,
don't want to wear a
we will further
gas
develop
mask. Jeez,
established-
imagine.
Once
I do not want this future for my kids. So we better get on this right now.
Once established, we will further develop and refine the high-speed and pedestrian options.
There's going to be high-speed options, so you can travel over these speed bumps at high speed. It's game-changing technology.
Allowing us to create off-grid systems powered either by traffic flow or the movement of people or animals
Cattle.
in areas where it is difficult to provide grid solutions. Join us in being a large part of the green revolution.
Green
And with your
revolution.
help,
Here it comes.
We can make sustainable energy for all a reality.
Thank you very much, Discount Morgan Freeman. And here's a clip, presumably with the founder here of Rouute, showing their latest installation. This was 1 month ago. I presume this is their test installation here. So it looks like they've got it up, like above the surface of the road. So you drive up onto it. Yeah, check out the big blocks down here, so you sort of like drive up onto it. I don't know how far these things have to compress, so maybe you'd have to dig them into the road. I don't know. There's not too much information on it, but let's have a look.
Like I say, we are a pioneering engineering company. We have developed the first working road-based energy recovery system. We've taken that from concept to commercialization, but fundamentally the benefits of the system, it's commercialized with viable ROI.
Look, you're generating like 300 watt hours each time.
Of the system.
Social impact.
Obviously, it helps and assists in accelerating net zero goals for obviously
net
the
zero
end user. And fundamentally, it provides energy at source, which obviously then cuts down on any large infrastructure costs and large
you can just use it right on site.
Key thing for us.
It's good. You can power lights, street lights, everything.
Adverse effects on the ecosystems in which they're installed as well. So we've taken it into commercialization and we've launched it into various locations at the moment. Key one for us at the moment was for the decarbonisation of the freight forwarding and shipping industries. That was actually
freight forwarding and shipping. They're targeted
considerably.
Makes sense.
Right across things from decarbonisation of the construction industry, mainly with respect to obviously large projects. We have the decarbonisation of mining industry as well. So
decarbonise everything.
That have quite significant carbon footprints and how we can accelerate their goals for net zero. That's key for what our system can do. There's no other system on the planet, realistically, that can do that from a sustainable or a green energy system.
I've downloaded their information pack, so you don't have to. Here you go. So they're based out of London, and you can read that for yourself. Just wank, 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 wank. There's not much else here. Isn't just an energy, it's a vision for a future where roads actively contribute to a cleaner, greener planet. Where have we heard this before? This new solution provides an opportunity to generate significant amounts of sustainable energy from an untapped source. Could it be untapped for a reason? As a vehicle passes over the road-based system, EGen converts the downward compression into sustainable, on-demand or distributable energy, helping reduce your reliance on fossil fuels. The amount of energy that you can generate depends on the flow, weight and speed of the vehicle passing over it, obviously. So here again, once again, they claim for a car, 150 watt hours to 300 watt hours per car. So I presume that's one car driving over one strip. Or do you have to have like three? They had 3 strips in a row in their test video. These figures are based on data gathered from a series of testing with different vehicles. They have comprehensive microgrid offerings, a resilient, sustainable energy ecosystem tailored to your unique requirements. Offers an unlimited number of applications driven by our continued focus on innovation. They can use it everywhere. Just like our friends the Brusaws with their solar freaking roadways. They were going to have those as airport landing strips. So imagine there, car or a truck. No, imagine like a fully loaded jet airliner landing and just going over these speed bumps. Winning idea. Telling you, that's where the coin is. No destruction to wild habitats. It utilizes existing infrastructure, boasts a low carbon footprint due to its efficient design and the process involved in manufacturing and maintenance. Installing the technology is space and time efficient as it requires minimal amount of land and no planning permission. Probably no planning permission, but I think your local government councils are going to have a say in this, especially when people start bouncing over these speed bumps to generate power. And they offer diverse financing options if you can't afford it. There you go. So that's it. That's their information pack. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all the information I could find out about this thing. So like a partnership with a carbon offset company, wank, wank. Can we get serious for a minute? This thing is not going to save the planet because obviously, to any engineer watching this, you're just already rolling your eyes going, are you kidding me? This is only going to work going downhill, just like maybe what they're showing here. I don't know. If you're coming down out of a mountain, for example, I own an EV. I drive. I use zero energy coming from Blackheath up in the Blue Mountains back down to Penrith. Right down the mountains, I use zero net energy because I can harvest that energy using regen braking, and they're just doing it. It's possible. This thing, right? This thing works. I have no doubt this thing works, and it generates energy when a car rolls over the thing. Of course, it's possible to convert energy from one form to another. You're going to convert the momentum you've got built up through accelerating your car or coming down a mountain, for example, which is basically gravity coming down. You can convert that energy into electrical energy using this compression system. And if you're wondering how it works, there's actually some potential internal mock-up photos here. This in Business Live here. So this looks like one of their test facilities here. And look, they've just got it like one of their test installations. They've just got like one strip here, just that looks like a flat surface, okay? This is like a mock-up of how their topside equipment, as they call it, will actually work. So it looks like it's got a generator here with a big wheel up there, so it's some sort of, I don't know, is there like a springy mass system in there? I'm not a mechanical engineer, right? Mechanical engineers down below, how would you best efficiently implement this thing? You know, you store it like a compression string and then spring, and then it unwinds or something and then generates the power. I don't know, there's many, you know, it's like one of those wind up toy cars. You pull it back and, you know, you've wound up that energy, and then you release it, and it can release the energy at a slower rate, for example. So, you know, maybe something like that, but I don't know. Mechanical engineers, leave it in the comments down below. But I have no doubt that their system actually works. That reminds me of my PaveGen video I did on the second channel. I didn't do a complete debunking of this, but I just ran through some basic calculations on it or something. This was quite a long time ago. This was 6 years ago, where you can use footsteps. I think PaveGen are actually still trying to flog this thing, where they can convert footsteps into harness the energy from footsteps, like on a dance floor or on just a pavement or something like that. So yeah, this PaveGen system, and Anyway, I'll link in that video if you want to see PaveGen. I think they still might be trying to flog this thing, but it's a similar sort of thing. Your energy harvesting, basically compression energy into electricity, and it certainly works, and it's certainly possible. But obviously this technology is only going to be useful when you have to slow down. Like I mentioned, if you're going downhill and you want to slow down, especially a really steep mountain or something like that, people have to slow down anyway. So instead of converting that gravitational-based kinetic energy into effectively heat by way of the friction in your brakes in your car, or it's, as I said, I've got an EV, regen braking is actually quite efficient to recover that energy. It's really good. So as I said, going down the mountain, I consume zero energy, net energy anyway. Because if you drive this on a flat road, you cannot beat the laws of physics, Captain, okay? Energy cannot be just created magically. Energy doesn't get created. It just gets converted from one form into another. And if you've got a speed bump will slow you down, obviously. Now, let's just take an EV, for example, because the capacity, the energy capacity of an EV in the battery, which is its power source, is rated in kilowatt hours. So we've got their numbers here, right? So let's assume they can generate 150 watt hours from this EV passing over these strips. However many strips you need, doesn't really matter, right? 150 watt hours. My 2020 Ioniq EV is a 38 kilowatt hour pack. Okay, so 150 watts, so let's get the confuser out here. 150 watts divided by 38 kilowatts here, multiply that by 100, okay? That's 0.4%. That is 0.4% of the energy basically that has to come back if I want to maintain my speed, right? So if I'm going along a flat highway and I want to maintain my speed, okay, that energy has to come from somewhere, and that energy has come from my car accelerating up to that speed. So kinetic energy gets converted into 150 watt hours of electrical energy here, but that's actually sucked some speed back out. So if I want to go back up to that speed, I've got to expend at least, you cannot defy the laws of physics, Captain, at least that same 150 watt hours to get back up, to accelerate back up to the same speed. And that's assuming zero losses, right, in this whole system, which is not going to happen, right? This is just, but hang on, 0.4% loss of my entire Ioniq battery seems way out, like order or two magnitude out kind of thing. So sanity check calculation, kinetic energy equals half mv squared. So let's go to a kinetic energy calculator here. We rearrange the formula to find velocity here. So let's take their lowest published figure of 150 watt hours there, okay, and let's figure out the velocity of the car that's equivalent to that sort of kinetic energy. Let's have a look. So it's a square root of the kinetic energy over half m, okay, and the kinetic energy is joules. We have to convert watt hours here. 150 watt hours is 540,000 joules, and the mass, they've specified that as 3 tons, 3,000 kilograms, and you calculate that, and it's 68.3 kilometers per hour. So that 150 watt hours is equivalent for converting a 3-ton car traveling at 68 kilometers an hour and coming from 68 kilometers an hour to a total stop. That's the entire kinetic energy. You would have to stop that entire vehicle from 68 kilometers an hour to generate your 150 watt hours. That's way off. And we'll run the calculation again for the 300 watt hours there, or just put 1.08 million joules here. It's 96 kilometers an hour. So if you want to convert kinetic energy in a 3-ton car into 300 watt hours of electrical energy, assuming no losses, 0 losses in the whole system, you've got to stop that car from 96 kilometers an hour to a complete stop to extract that amount of energy. Like, no, where the heck are they getting that number from? This thing is absolutely useless on flat roads. It's pointless, absolutely pointless. Yet, nowhere on their website, all their marketing, all their video over here, just go through the video, okay? Start watching it, and you'll see, like, they're just flat roads. Flat roads, okay, boom, EEVblog, boom, 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 right? We're just cruising down these flat highways here. Look at it, you know, trucks just cruising along in the outback, just, you know, going flat along. And you want to install these speed bumps, which must, by the laws of physics, extract that amount of energy out of the vehicle. Okay, it converts it. It converts that energy. It must be converted. Okay, and that's assuming 0 losses. Look, it's just all flat. It's all flat. So nowhere in this radical, you know, earth-saving, carbon-neutral technology, you know, look, in the middle of cities like this, we can just install all these speed humps everywhere. Like, seriously? Come on. This is just ridiculous. So yes, it's another an example of one of these products that works. There's no doubt this thing works, and it's, you know, there's probably some nice tech that's gone into it, so hats off, okay. And there might be some niche uses for this, you know, at the bottom of hills where trucks are or something like that. But, you know, you're going to get a lot of people really annoyed when that car goes bouncy, bounce, bounce, like they did in their example here. System. And here it goes. Look at it. Here we go. So it's got a whoop, whoop, whoop. And that Jeep is really bouncing there. So, yeah. What's the excursion on that? Guess. Have a guess. Leave it in the comments down below. Oh, yeah, you know, good couple of inches there. I'll work in Imperial for you Yanks. So, you know, like, no. Okay. The energy must come out of the car. So I can maybe understand, like, testing it on flat surfaces and stuff like that, but all their marketing seems to be based on, like, we're going to save the planet because we're going to install this everywhere on these flat roads. We're going to have these magical speed bumps, energy harvesting speed bumps. I mean, look, it's just ridiculous. Look at it.
The EEVblog.
The
system
EEVblog
converts hydraulic compressions into clean,
hydraulic compression.
on-demand, or distributable.
It does convert. It converts energy from one form into another, which means that the energy is lost from that moving vehicle. And the only time you want to do that is when you're when you're stopping, either at a set of lights, but then, you know, if you're going straight through the lights, you don't want the speed bumps there. So really, like at the bottom of hills, maybe they, you know, want to target like the construction industry or something. Maybe at the bottom of you know, one of those super pits where they drive the big trucks down or something. Maybe they could, you know, install some there to convert some power. But You're just dicking around trying, like, what's the point? Then in that case, why wouldn't you just have electric trucks, for example, and then like have regen? I think that you can get electric mining trucks now, can't you? It's a yeah, nah. It's a yeah, nah, as we say here in Australia. This is just ridiculous. This is not going to save the planet. Ex-military Mr. Edmondson Bennett has worked in oil and gas in Europe, Asia and Africa, and was working, travelling at a project in Heathrow when the concept dawned on him. I was parked up on the M25 and I thought, well, why can't we use compression under a road to generate electricity? Well, we can. It's just energy has to be conserved. So if you want to extract that energy from that vehicle, that's what you're doing. You're extracting energy from the vehicle. So the vehicle, to get back up to speed, has to expend at least that amount of energy to get back up there. We had investment in January last year of £250,000. I wonder where that came from. Good luck getting a return on your investment. Well, yeah, sorry to tell you, it's one of these technologies that has a very, very, very narrow niche. And they're not going to decarbonize the world. They're not going to decarbonize every industry. They're not going to decarbonize every company who buys one of these things. Yeah, nah. Nah. Jeez, no. So yeah, another classic example of you get one of these brilliant brain flash ideas, and why can't we do that? Well, you can, and there's a reason why people haven't really done it before. Same with the PaveGen thing, and same with the solar freaking roadways, and same with everything else. There's a reason that you haven't done it. People haven't done this before. It's not because they haven't thought of it. It's because it's not really that practical. And if it is, if you can find a practical application for it, it's going to be really niche. So yeah, nah. Sorry. Anyway, thoughts and comments down below on Rouute with 2 U's. Let us know if you think this is going to be a winner chicken dinner or if it's going to be rooted. I'm here all week. Catch you next time.